Hi, this is Jeff Ryan. We're in the beautiful Shenandoah National Park today, and I'd like to go over a quick list of what I take with me on a day hike. I try to keep the pack pretty light, even for me, which I have a reputation for carrying quite a load. But I wanted to start out with footwear before we get to what goes in the pack, because that's the most important thing, is the right footwear for getting in and out of the mountains safely. What I prefer to wear these days is a combination leather fabric boot. This is mostly leather. It's a lightweight Gore-Tex. I prefer the Gore-Tex, little extra rain protection. It's got an aggressive Vibram sole on it. They're pretty lightweight. The most important thing here is above the ankle, particularly in wooded areas, rocky trails. This is what I prefer. In desert trails, you can get away with a low cut, more of a sneaker with extra support. But in the mountains, this is by far my favorite choice. Sock choice. I always start out with a liner sock. This is a Polypro liner sock. It's very lightweight. It doesn't change the size of your boot, but what it does is it wicks moisture away from your feet. It also helps prevent blisters because it allows the socks to move. So you have two socks working with each other. Summer weight sock. This is my lightweight Thorlo sock. It's got extra reinforced, a little extra cushion in the foot and toe. And then, most important, I think, is I wear these gaiters. This is a low gaiter. It's a lightweight, breathable one. It goes around the cuff of the boot. It helps keep dirt and stones from getting into your boot. This wraps around this elasticized top, wraps around your leg, and the lower elasticized piece goes around the boot along with a stirrup that keeps it cinched down. The big thing with gaiters is it prevents sticks and stones from getting down into your boot. It also keeps your socks clean, but most important, it helps keep ticks from getting on your leg and hitching a ride in the first place. While we're talking about things external to your pack, I always bring, even on day trips, I bring hiking poles. This is a Lecky pole. I prefer that brand. They're really well known. They're well made. It's got a hiking tip on it, which is a little bit different than you would see on a ski slope. It's a narrow profile. These things fold down small when you don't need to be carrying them, like when you're walking on a road, but I prefer to use them almost all the time. They're three-section, so they telescope to get the right length for you. I prefer to have the center section be longer and the bottom section be shorter, just for durability's sake, less apt for it to break. Now let's move to food. The food revolution in the last few years has been great. I just prefer on day hikes to bring snack food. You can do anything you want, of course. The sky's the limit, hummus, crackers, whatever. This time of year where it's going to be getting very hot, I just prefer to bring trail mix, protein, pumpkin seeds, the good old trail mix with raisins and peanuts, and some sweet cranberry, dried cranberry. Water's incredibly important out there. I bring two big bottles. I used to bring 2-quart bottles. Now I'm carrying these 48 ounce. I bring two of those. I always make sure I hydrate before I leave. Drink plenty of water before you leave the trailhead, and make sure that you've got plenty with you. If you're going to be going a great distance, you might want to bring a water filter with you. Of course, if you take any water out of the wilderness, you're going to want to treat it first. Now we're two final things on the outside stuff. Bug dope. This time of year the bugs are an issue. I prefer to use the two lines of defense. One is the natural repellent, which is largely made with citronella in it. It helps keeps the bugs off of you without bringing in the heavy artillery. If the bugs are really bad, I bring this Benz 100, which has DEET in it, but there's some controversy about whether DEET has long-term negative effects to your skin and your health. So what I do is I put it on my bandana, and I also, they're really bad, I put an extra bandana around my neck, put the DEET on that so it's not directly on your skin, and then put it on your skin if you need to. Then I bring these moist towelettes that I take it off with at the end of the day when I get to the car. Last but not least, sunscreen. I know this is a ginormous bottle. You don't need to bring a big bottle with you. I put it on before I leave the van at the trailhead, but I also have a little bottle that I have with me. So that's it for protection. Let's talk about navigation a little bit. I bring this holster, which is awesome. I can put a map in it and have it available as I'm walking down the trail. I don't have to take my pack off. Inside I have an altimeter, which is not a necessity, it's a nice to have. I have a compass in here. Let's talk about clothing a little bit. Important, I never wear a t-shirt or anything made out of cotton out on the trail. I always wear polypro. It wicks moisture, it dries fast. This is a tight to the skin polypro, but the moisture just, your sweat will evaporate off it, so it keeps you cooler. Same thing with my hiking shorts. They're not made out of cotton, they're made out of nylon. On days where it looks like it's going to rain, I bring along these really super lightweight rain pants. Gives you an extra lightweight layer against the rain. I generally don't like wearing pants on the trail because when you're climbing, it kind of rubs on your knees, so I end up wearing shorts most of the time. For heavier outerwear, I have a variety of different things. This is actually a cycling shirt that I found that's made out of a little heavier weight. I really like it. It's also a polypro as well. And then a long sleeve that I have, this particular one I really like. It's a merino wool. It's a very lightweight wool. It's a performance wool. It has some of the performance capabilities of polypropylene, but it's actually made out of wool. It's very comfortable, and it's got thumb loops in it that if you're layering it, you put your thumb through and it keeps it down when you're putting on a jacket. It's a little nice extra feature, and it's got a high zip neck, which is good if the wind comes up. So I might even bring that on a day like today, because when you get to the top you cool down. So thanks a lot for joining me. That's it. Have fun on the trails.